What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski and I am back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we are going to be taking on the brand new 24-hour raid boss on One Piece Treasure Cruise global version, being Clash Blackbeard Pitch Black. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have like a lot of good quick units. Like, I don't have Ace, Jozu, Boa, I don't even have Thatch, I don't have Koza for even a really decent slasher team. So don't blame me if I have to use a gem in this video. This is going to be pretty difficult for me. In particular, I'm going to be using this team here. Now, I actually did use this team before, and I was able to beat it without using a gem on 40 stamina. However, I have since then not been able to replicate that, so it's been a little bit difficult, so hopefully we can do it again. So I'm using Brook and Mr. 1 in my middle rows because I want to make sure I have reliable recovery in Brook, and I want to make sure that I have some decent burst damage with Mr. 1. So he gives us a little bit of a boost towards the end of Blackbeard's HP. Obviously, double Mihawk, getting the ability to knock down, 51% of your opponent's HP upon arrival, which is really strong. And then we've got Zoro, and we also have Lucci. Now, those guys are there just basically because they are very powerful quick slashes. I think they're the most powerful quick slashes that you can actually get to right now. I think the other ones are like Kuro and Tashigi. So without further ado, enough of that explanation and excuses. Let's just go ahead and get straight into the dungeon. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves another Mihawk. So this one is a max special Mihawk, which is exactly what we would like. Now let's go ahead and do it. So hopefully this time, as I said, it'd be great if we could do this without having to use a gem, like I did before. However, I can't really, guarantee anything, but let's just go ahead and do it. So obviously, first stage here, just some fodder units is what I've been trying to say. So we'll just take down these guys pretty easily. And leave one there because obviously we want to try and stall out as much as possible, making sure we're getting our specials that we need to, and then we can go ahead and take down the rest of the units. Now, the second room here is where you're doing most of your stalling, and it is usually great if the units that you come up against have very low, high cooldowns, so that you can get as much stall as you can before you take them out. With this team in particular, when I reached Blackbeard, I had around about 17,000 HP, so I don't know if I'll be able to replicate that again, but hopefully we'll be able to do that. I really should have been using Mihawk to attack my my opposing units here, so that we had more stall time, but oh well, let's just go ahead and do that. You can also pick up a lobster here, which is great, because you actually need a red lobster to evolve Blackbeard into his 5-star form. So make sure, if you guys do not have a lobster, keep doing this dungeon until you get a lobster, because this is definitely a lot better to farm this to get a lobster rather than farming a story isle, because obviously getting more Blackbeards is really great for special up. So we're going to be taking 2,500 damage, I think here, 2,600 damage, which is not good. And then we'll be able just to take him out here. And unfortunately, with this team in particular, you don't have any recovery because of the coffin ship. It does take away quite a lot of recovery. If I had Koza, the quick slasher, it would be so much better, because I believe he has a lot more recovery than Mr. 1. Because Mr. 1 at max level has only 15 recovery, which is like hardly anything. In this room here, sometimes you have the penguin on a higher cooldown, which is definitely the most optimal. Like, sometimes he'll be on a 2 cooldown, and the most optimal situation is when the penguin is actually on a 3 cooldown. Now, I don't actually know how much damage the penguin does, but we're not going to be sitting around to find out. We're just going to take him out because, he could deal a massive amount of damage to us, and we really do not want that. So let's just go ahead and do that. We want to make sure that we have a couple of guys with some good orbs for the next room, which is definitely one of the most important rooms in the dungeon, aside from Blackbeard himself, because this is the room where you have the seahorses. Now, the seahorses are pretty annoying. However, what we are going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take these guys out, and then leave the cannon soldier right in the middle, because he actually has a 2-turn cooldown, and he actually doesn't do anything to us until he attacks. He doesn't lock any units, he only just does damage. And we've now awakened Halloween Zoro special, so we're going to use that here as well, because it's actually useless against Blackbeard. He does a certain amount of damage to the opponent and also delays them by 1 turn, so almost like a Mr. 3 in a way. And then what we can do here is just get an extra turn of stall, which is great. And then in the following turn, when we come up against Blackbeard, we'll have Brook and Mihawk ready to go against Blackbeard. So that is basically what we really wanted to do. Alright, sweet. So now we have arrived at Blackbeard. And he will lock one of our bottom units, so let's see which one he is going to lock. And he locks Zora, which is actually the one that I wanted him to lock, because now we have access to Lucci's special, which does a little bit of extra damage to Blackbeard. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use Brook's special to heal us up by 4,343, which is great. Then we're going to go ahead and use the double Mihawk special to knock him down to 49% health, because it goes 30% of his health, and then it goes 30% again of his current health, which equates to 49%, which is just under 50%, which is great. So what we might do here, yeah, we'll attack with the Mihawks after Mr. 1, and then we'll attack with our quick units, which do a lot more damage than Mihawk and Mr. 1. And yeah, I think we'll be pretty much good to go. However, like, it is annoying, as I said, because this team has, like, no recovery. If it had a little bit of recovery, like, let's say 200 or 300, it'd actually be pretty helpful. Like, just that little bit of extra boost of recovery would help out this team significantly. But let's see how we go here. We've actually got a couple of turns here before we get attacked again. So let's see how we go. I think we might actually be able to do it this time around. I'm hoping. But we'll see how we go. We're not really getting the best of orbs. After this turn here, we will get attacked again and silenced. So what we want to do is get him just above 20%. We don't want him to knock him down to 20% just yet. I think we just... Yes, okay, that's great. Okay, so now he's going to hit with us with 6,000 damage again. And basically, we want to try and get the blue orbs onto Brook and onto... Lucci, and then that gives us the best chance of taking down Blackbeard right here. And unfortunately, we didn't get the best of orbs right there. That's actually really bad. And I have a feeling that he is under 20% right now, so that is not good. And he's definitely going to attack us for 8,888 next turn. So we just have to go all out and just hope for the best and hope that we can take him down. I don't think we can. If we actually had blue orbs on Lucci and Brook, I actually think we probably would have been able to swipe through this dungeon without having to use a gem. Unfortunately, though, because we got such terrible orb luck that turn, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Who should we go with first? Brook's going to be dealing double that, so nearly 10,000 damage. He's going to be doing 24,000. He's doing 10,000, so let's go like this. And hope for the best, but that's not going to do it. Nah, if we had blue orbs, it would have been very, very close. But yeah, what Blackbeard does here is he silences both of our captains and then hits us for 8,888 damage. And yeah, basically takes us down here, unfortunately. But as I said, you know, we're going to have to use a gem to beat this Blackbeard, because we don't want to go down. We don't want to go down. We definitely want to make sure that we can beat him. And have a look at this, and then we get all these quick orbs. It's just so stupid. Stupid orb luck. But we shouldn't have any problem here now taking him out in the following turn as well. Maybe even this turn, actually. Yep, there we go. Take down Blackbeard, and there you go. So obviously, if you guys saw the previous video where I talked about how to beat Blackbeard, if you have any of those teams, like with Boa, Jozu, Ace as well, any of those three teams are very, very reliable. If you have that team with Koza, it's also a very, very powerful team, you know, because you actually get a little bit more recovery. His special is actually more powerful boost to the slashes compared to Mr. 1, and he's also a quick unit, so you do more damage overall with him. So anyways, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.